down into there. The base of your heel pressing down. I know you have different feet sizes. I want you to feel the big toe and the outside of your heel lifting along and away. Bend the knees slightly, and you're then going to start to roll your legs in together and roll down. Let your spine, let your hands hang. Not quite that much, Michael, just a little bit, and roll down. Vertebra at a time, okay? Using the dome to give you the feedback. Feel the toes relaxing. Then as you roll back up, roll into your little toe and into your heel as you come up to standing. So remember, as you're flexing on your lumbar spine, you're going to initiate and press into your big toe, rolling down. When you're at the bottom, you're just going to then press into your little toe as you initiate and come back up into straight. So we're looking at a flexion pattern, and then we're looking at an extension pattern. This time, Michael, as you roll down, you're going to roll down and you're going to go into a nice wave of your spine. So rolling down into the big toe. At the bottom, roll into your little toe, stick your bottom out, and you're going to lift up into a nice arch. I hope you can all hear the lovely waves from our veranda at the moment. And roll back, curl, and back up. Use the base as a feedback. Just two more. Up. Remember to arch your spine, then curl back. Final one. And then roll back. Okay, stepping off the domes and just check in, see how your feet feel. Arches feel okay. Just slide the two domes away from you. And now we're going to do the heels. So those of you who know me, I've done this with you before. This is the 9 spots in the base of your heel. So Michael, can you stand in the middle? So this is where you stand, right? Make sure Carla's got a point in a foot in the front. And you can really see how good I am at this, getting this camera right. You start right in the base of your heel, right in the centre. That where the end of the arch is, Michael. Okay. Press down and just relax into that. So you will go right there at the base of the heel is spot 1. Then medially is spot 2, same point in that middle part. Then laterally spot 3. Spot 4's in the middle, just after that. 5, 6, right at the back is 7, 8, 9. I'll share with you a little picture of that diagram of that to help. So moving along, you'll just do all 9 spots. The idea for this, about 10 to 20 seconds each. This is just a really nice way to relax your calf muscles, help you get into your hamstrings a little bit better. Remember, this class is about getting you to be Christmas party ready. So we want your hamstrings are able to dance and not be gripping in your calf too much, especially when you're in your high heels. Okay? Nice. Yeah. Also nice to help keep the feet nice and released. This could be too painful for clients with really chronic or acute plantar fasciitis, but very nice and manageable for clients at early stages of plantar fasciitis, and it's really working on that first 3 points is at that plantar aponeurosis point, and that can often be the hardest bit or the most painful bit for people. Okay, is that there, Michael? No blind spots. So step off there and just bring your awareness to your heels. Just feel, you feel like if you're standing backwards a bit, hopefully. Michael, I'm just going to use the outer dome, not the middle domes. Michael, you're just going to put your toes on the edge of the dome. Just curl the toes there. Just bend your knees and just do your little roll down as you go into that, okay? So we're just going to get that nice sense of roll down and movement. What I like is that the toe extension is really helpful, but can be extremely painful for some clients, especially if you've got Morton's neuromas. But it is a really nice way to help release the tibialis anterior and help with that thoracic spine. So what I like is that if it's too extreme with all 3 domes, just using this outer dome is just a really good way. If your clients have got peripheral neuropathy or things like that, always use the coast, that's the white or the basalt blue version, because you will find that that will be just that little bit more softer and give a little bit of give. Come off there. And then just stop. And what you can, just so you know, Mark's lucky he's got a helpful assistant, but all of you, I'd like you to then make up your domes into just a nice mushroom position. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the left foot on the block. So you've got your yoga block and you've got your Makarlu. So Michael, you're going to put left foot on the block, the right foot on the Makarlu dome in the mushroom position. So what you're going to do from there, remember, if you need something to balance, do so. You're going to just rock the right foot forward and back. So the foot on the dome is just going to rock forward and back. Just get a nice little calf stretch and get a little bit of work on releasing through the talus and your ankle glide. How's that feel, Michael? Particularly nice when we're wearing silly Christmas shoes, and for us in Australia as we're out playing on the beach and just getting our ankles stuck. Okay, so then Michael, what you're going to do is now bend this knee at the same time and rock the foot. So you're going to get a little bit more focus on the dorsiflexion here, and you'll feel how much more stuck that feels on the static block. So straighten that leg up and rock the yoga block side, so the left side. Put your hand behind your head, and as you rock the foot back and forward, you're going to do some daddy dancing. So you're going to rotate to the side where the block is. So the other side, Michael, rotate to the left. So this is called the sprinkler, and you're just going to rock the foot and rotate round, okay? Just enjoy that little bit of movement in the ankle and getting that nice bit of thoracic rotation, okay? So remember, we have to get ready for Christmas party dancing, and this is part of what we like to do. Now, hopefully you're getting that. I mean, if you want to add all sorts of fancy dance moves, you know, going your Pulp Fiction sort of movements, you can do that. I'm sure you can make it all up from there. What I want you to do now is stepping off the block. How's that feel on your ankle? Okay, so now what you're going to do is turn around, and you're going to just have your heels on the yoga block and your toes on the yoga block and your heels on the Makarlu. Okay, So both feet on the block, so you'll be in like a little baby V. Okay, cool. This is where the stick comes in handy. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is bend your knees just a little bit and feel yourself rocking or just getting that sense of balance on the Makarlu. Is that okay, Makarlu? Just a slight little movement. Now, what I'm going to get you to do is lift your heels off. So you're going to do a little plie on the block. Keep your heels together. Then lower your heels down on an uneven surface, okay? Remember, Christmas time is when we may fall on uneven surfaces, and it's always because of the uneven surfaces. It's nothing to do with any of the Christmas cheer. Just going up and down, rocking back and forward. Just 2 more. Good. Stepping off there. Ooh. Yeah, nice. Is that challenging? So we're going to do the first one that we did before, this time with the right foot on the block and the left foot on the Makarlu in mushroom position. And you're just going to rock your feet back and forward. Get that ankle range happening, okay? Maybe just about 10, just back and forward. Really nice way of getting that feedback in the arch of the foot, but also helping with the talus glide. Then once you've done that, you'll do your sprinkler, so hands behind your head and rotating around to the yoga block side. And back. Just enjoying that nice little bit of rock from side to side. Nice as that. Good after walking on the beaches. Then stepping off there. This time what you're going to do is you're going to have your heels on the yoga block and your toes on the Makarlu. So there, and you're just going to do your little single leg movement, not really a plie, but more just a little knee bend. If you have 2 Makarlu in front of you, it makes it a little bit easier, but because you've got a bit of a wider space of support. But remember, we're trying to challenge your balance. So you can have I like to challenge the balance by just having 1 foot in front. Nice. Feel that? Not too unstable for you? No. Okay, bring your heels closer together then. Yep. And then a bit more unstable now. So the closer your heels together, the narrower the sense of the base of support, the more challenging this is going to be. So this is just a nice sort of trip around the yoga block in a way. You're not, if you've got your client in the class, you can have them do this, working their way through changing sides, turning themselves around from heels to toes. Nice, Michael. You can step up there. Now, have a walk around. Feet starting to warm up. Okay. Hopefully everyone's starting to, I feel like we're going really fast, but it's a Sunday here. So we want to get out and play on the beach after this. What I've done is I've now got my yoga block, a little soft squishy ball, and then I put my Makarlu probably about 20 centimetres, 10 to 20 centimetres, or one stride length in front of the ball. Michael, you want to get back up and stand up on the ball? And now you're going to stand on the squishy ball, and you're just going to bounce a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Getting your daddy groove, okay? Let's get that daddy dancing going. You can't help but smile when you do this. And if you like, once you're getting your daddy groove going, you can then add that little rotation, that sprinkler dance movement I was talking about. Hand behind your head and rotating around. Michael? Yeah, daddy dancing. No more. That's it. We're going to be seeing this at Christmas parties, let's face it. It's been a few years since we've had a good Christmas party. Just a few more. Feel the arch of the foot working in a different way by using the ball than you had with the Makarlu. So it's kind of nice to have both experiences because you'll make the arch work just that little bit differently. Good. Then Michael, what you're going to do is, you've got a longer stride than me, you're going to put your foot on the Makarlu in front. Yep. Good. So from there, what you're going to do is just a little squat forward, little lunge forward. Oh yeah. Yep, that's good. Little lunge forward and back. Then the knee. Now, what we do call it in the studio, we call this reaching for the drinks. So Michael, grab the drink over there at the bar. Oh yeah. Good. And forward. It's not easy. You can see why I said have a stick. Yeah. Good. Just two more. Really get that sense of sticking the hips out when you do that. Stepping off there. Nice. How's that? So just change your yoga block over to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Standing on the bed there, doing your little bounce. Christmas party sugar. Up and down. Get those ankles moving, get the arches of the feet moving. Do your sprinkler dance, do your daddy dancing, hand behind your head, do your rotation. Good. Then from there, take a step forward, yep. And do you reach your lunge? It's 5 or 6, feeling what's comfortable for you. Nice. And step off. It's ready. How's everyone's ankles feeling? Hopefully a little bit better. Now, I haven't got this in your printout, but in your sort of class program. But if you want to, what you can do is stand on the yoga block and take your foot sideways and do a side lunge as well, just while you're there. Just getting the arches working and just getting a little bit more in the hips. Can you do that one, Michael? So you haven't really changed the positioning of the foot or the yoga block on the Makarlu. You just sort of almost like you're ready to go on a surfboard. Again, working your ankles in different ranges ever so important for balance and also just for mobility. You can step off there. And what we're going to do is change sides and just do the same thing on the other side then, Michael. And I'm sure you can add some dance movements in, Jane. I can imagine that you can do a bit of staying alive or something like that. Don't forget to enjoy yourself. Good. So once you've done that, what we're going to do is just have a little walk around and just observe, don't judge, just feel how your ankles and your feet are working. What I'm going to get you to do when you're ready is I'm going to do a little bit of work supine. So just get your camera ready for however you feel that you can be able to see your camera and things like that. Michael, can you lie on your back, please? I'm actually going to have your hips around here, please. And your head can be on the yoga block. Sorry, Jeff, why is it the minute we're on the floor that you decide to come in? Okay, lift your bottom up, please. So what you're going to do is put your timber base down. Jeffy, come over here, darling. You're going to put your timber base down underneath your hips. Sit here and look gorgeous, okay? So what all you're going to do to start with is just put the flat base up so that you're supporting in your sacrum. And what I'd like you to do is just roll your legs together just a little bit and allow your sacrum just to curl. Then open your legs wide and go into your 6 o'clock. Okay, and go into 12 o'clock.
Carla, where is our cups we have right now?
Yeah, just rocking from side to side, just getting that nice opening, using the Makarlu base just to help loosen it. So then once you've gone from 12 o'clock, which is your belly button, to 6 o'clock, which is your pelvic bone, what I'm going to get you to do is drop from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So this is that sachet movement I nagged you all about. I want you to put your hands on your legs. Come here. And what you're going to do is just, sorry, I'm just going to get the dog out of the way. Can you drop one femur into the hip socket and one femur out so that we can go from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock? I've got you good. Come on. Do some treats. Don't work with animals and children. Okay. So what you're going to do is just get that idea. Drop, push your hip down on one side and slide your hip up the leg up the other. Dropping from side to side. I know I'm obsessed with the sachet, but I think it's such a nice way to get your spine and your sacrum working. And I think the nice thing about the base, that flat base, just gives you that little bit of movement in the hips. Okay, how's that feel? Michael, you want? Yeah. Is that okay? So, you can lift your bottom up and off the dome and put the outer domes. I like just the one outer, but other people like one under it, the whole domes underneath. One under each cheek. Okay. And what you're going to do is just let your legs drop out into a frog. Just open out that hip. Ever so important when you're doing your splits on the dance floor. Nice work, Michael. You feel that? Just 3. Now when you drop out, just drop and take about 5 seconds to now bring the legs back up, so that as you go from the outer to the knees facing the ceiling, just take that extra time. Use the domes under the hips to help release. This time, drop your legs out again slowly. And from there, what you're going to do is slide the legs away from you. Straighten them out, pushing them out. Back. And then just bring the legs back in and up. Just frog out again. Slide the legs away. Now, I like just to do this with my feet down on the floor. If you want to add that extra challenge, you can always have the legs up in the air and do just some glute work and work at the same time. But just for now, I'm being moderately kind. Nice, I can see a couple of you doing that. Good. Feel that lovely little bit of glute challenge and abdominal challenge. Once you're ready, just take them out from underneath you. And right, thank you. How's that feel? So what I'm going to get you to do now is just leave your hips and just check how they feel. Makarlu Yoga Block Ball. So kind. So what we're going to do is assemble one Makarlu back into the mushroom position. Mark, can you scoot that a bit, please? Just a little bit more. A bit more. So long I need to go and see your feet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is bring his feet out away from his bottom, just that little bit more. And I'm going to put one foot, the Makarlu, under the arch, so lift that foot up, and one foot on the yoga block. Just get yourself ready, get yourself set up. Okay. And what you're going to do is the foot on the Makarlu, just like we did at the beginning, you're going to just rock that heel back and forward. So just like you did when we started, standing up, rock back and forward. Use the shape of the dome to really reinforce the activation of the arch, okay? How's that feel? How's that feel, Michael? Can you feel the hamstrings warming up just a little bit? Back and forth. This time, when you're ready, what I'm going to get you to do is keep the foot, toes pressing towards the floor, pelvic curl up. Just lift your bottom up in the air, all the way up. Feel that hamstring working, and just keep your bottom up if you can, and just march. So rock the Makarlu foot back and forward. Keep the other foot stable. Getting that nice activation of the hamstring. Just about 6 or 7. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll your bottom back down. How's that feeling? Changing sides. One foot on the dome. Makarlu and 1 foot on the yoga block. So we're going to do that first thing first is just rocking the foot back and forward, just getting that nice sort of sense of rocking back and forward. Using the arch, getting that connection. Then when you're ready, roll up. Do your nice pelvic curl. If you need to do your bridge, that's fine. Back and forward. Warm up those legs, so dancing, and then roll back down. Then, if you can, oh yeah, I'm sure a few people have got cramping hamstrings. I just want to do one more catastrophe on your hamstrings, and then I promise I'll give you some stretches, okay? Michael, just take your foot off the yoga block and put 1 foot on each dome, please. And see if you can just do your nice pelvic curl, both feet on the dome, pressing the toe sound. So this, if your hamstrings weren't cramping before, they should definitely be cramping now. And then roll back then. This time, if you want to add a little bit of challenge, just put your hands behind your head. And this time, keep your hands there, pelvic curl up. Nice. As you start to roll back down, you start to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat at the same time. So you get this lovely sense of stretch through the hammock. Nice work. And down. Just 2 more like that. Just get that delicious sense of stretch through your spine. Remembering to just get that control and focus into the hamstrings. 1 more. Lovely. And just come off there. How's that feel, Michael? Okay. What I'm going to get you to do is all roll up to sitting if you can. And I'm going to take the smaller stones, but you can take the middle domes, whichever you prefer. What I'm going to get you to do is to sit on them, on the sits bones, just in front of your sits bones, just at the hamstring attachment point. So some people do prefer the slightly higher domes, okay? So if that's your preference, go there. Now, what I'm going to get you to do is straighten the legs out if you can. I'm going to get you just to put the yoga block between your knees. Hands on top of the yoga block. And what you're going to do is start to curl backwards, get into your lovely C curve. Then, if you can, roll forward and spine stretch up. So straighten your spine up to a nice flat back. Yeah, lovely. And curl back. So it might make it a little bit more hamstringy, but that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to get that nice sort of release in your hamstring, but we're working on that important release point for so many pelvic floor muscles as well. So we're just giving chance just to stop us from gripping so we can relax into the spine. We'll roll the legs in just a little bit more, Michael, and then roll them out as you go into the flat back. Yep, that's it. Then as you curl back, roll the legs in, really get the movement happening from your thing. You don't need the yoga block there, but I kind of like the feedback that it gives you as you come in, up, and down. Does that feel? So you can see that this is kind of like the wave we did at the beginning of the class, standing up, and now we're just doing that in a long set position. And Marco, come off there for a moment, please. Just put your legs out straight if you can. How's that feel on your hammies? Hopefully you felt a little bit of a release in the hips there. So what I like to do next is I like to take my Makarlu, and I've just got 2 on the domes, but you could put all 3 if you like, or you could just put 1. And basically I've got the tip of base down on the bottom, and I'm just going to put that there at the very top of the hamstring, the muscle, and I'm just going to roll back and forth. So we're just going to use a little bit of a trigger. There. If what you can do, if you've just done the outer 2 domes, this is the reason why I like the outer 2 domes only, is that you put your 2 other domes, 2 smaller stones, on your disc, so in booby position or bikini position, and you put that underneath the base of your calf, okay? So you just roll the leg back and forward. Nice. So okay. So then what you do is take the top dome, move it down, take the bottom domes, move them down, and then you just roll again. So you're sort of working both your calf and your hamstring, getting that nice little bit of release. And then lower it down a bit more. For some of us with shorter legs, there's a lot more. We're at the end of our range now, but Michael's legs are a bit longer, so I'll just move it down his calf muscles a bit more. And then, yeah. Take that. Just put your leg down on the ground, see how that feels. Lighter. The other side. So just work your way down your hammies. Don't rush it. If you've got time, stop and just check in, see how that feels. Just get that little bit of rock from side to side. Just move it down the leg. And then move it down a bit more. And then a bit more. Somebody's got a question. Sorry, I apologise. Keep enjoying that rock. Sorry. Keep rocking back and forward. And what I'm going to try and do is now get you to take your domes away and just sit up right now and see how that feels, and see if you can do our seated wave like we did at the beginning. So rolling down forward, curling forward. Nice. Straighten your spine up, lift your hands up and then down. If you wanted to make this into a, really strong